أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي أشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum and welcome everyone. We're going to continue inshallah with the fruits of belief. The book is The Rays, page 247, the last two paragraphs. So as we were discussing about all the relations man has in this world, so everyone's home is a small world for him and even a small paradise. So in every aspect of man, the belief in the hereafter must come in to picture. Otherwise, we said that if there is no belief in the hereafter, which is an extension of belief in God and belief in the speech of God and the messengers, then our life would just be purposeless, no meaning behind it. So I know, Fariha, you had some comment or question, or you wanted to talk about some aspect of this home in the small world.
Yeah, because everything, all the experiences are through the communities that we are part of, starting from your home, school, workplace, relations, extended family, friends, and so on. So it's interesting how the author walked us through. Everyone's home is a small world for him, which is true. We all experience this, and even a small paradise. And then if belief in the hereafter, I'm just reading what he wrote, is not at the basis of the happiness of that home, the members of the family will suffer anguish and anxiety to the extent of their compassion, love, and attachment. SubhanAllah, this is very much experiential. And you know how he goes on where giving the analogy of the ostrich who sees the hunter, but just like trying to hide himself, herself from what the reality is. And so pretty much, you know, the good relationship, whatever's supposed to be amongst whatever's, you know, situation you're placed in, that's lost if belief in the hereafter is not at the basis. So, I mean, it can be in any circumstance, but I like when he says, and trying to make sense of, is like a remedy solution. Whereas if belief in the hereafter enters that home, it eliminates it completely. It eliminates it completely, as in, and its members, as in it's affecting everybody. And its members, with a plural, have sincere respect, love, and compassion for each other, are loyal and disregard each other's faults. Disregard each other's faults in the measure not of the relations, closeness, kindness, and love in this brief life, but just not, oh yeah, let's just be respectful to each other so, you know, we don't get bothered. But it's not for that, but the main purpose is of the continuation in the realm of the hereafter. Whoa, that's interesting, actually. That's a big solution. So in continuation in the realm of the hereafter, everlasting happiness and their good character increases accordingly.
Where are we reading from?
We are reading from page 246 of the raise.
So we went back because of the comment.
Okay, but I think it's better to give a heads up so I can follow from text.
Yes, I thought I did. I said I did give a heads up.
Yeah, okay. Page, I was looking for.
Sorry, yeah. So page 246.
Yeah.
In the second bottom of the paragraph, where what belief in the hereafter brings as a result, as a fruit in one's social life, personal life. So Faria, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, because it's very much experiential, where like the happiness is lost in many respects, and pretty much how can this belief in the hereafter, because it says, whereas if belief in the hereafter enters that home, it eliminates it completely, and all its members have sincere respect, love, and compassion for each other. It seems very like, what do you say?
Nice.
Very, yeah. But how can you apply this? Because it seems very ideal. Ideally, it sounds good. And I think that's what everybody's looking for, but at least from my experience, at least from my personal experience, I don't think so. It's achievable. And so what does it mean to really to have the sincere, heartfelt relationship with each other, which is not just based on a temporary relationship, but it's saying more of a continuation realm of the hereafter in everlasting happiness. I mean, I'm just wondering about all this, like even wondering about all these moments, events, like what does it all point to? Because I also remember once Brother Ali shared that, in the hereafter, we'll be like, hey, remember we used to be here? Like, what? Like, I'm trying to understand the type of
practical relationship right now.
Based on, because everything is, temporary, and obviously it's not body-to-body communication, it's not body-to-body relation, rather spirit communicating with another spirit being or spirit beings. So how would that translate into remembering later on? Hey, remember so and so we used to be here, maybe discussing about the reality of this universe. I'm trying to understand that.
If this relationship is established with the consciousness that my creation, my existence of this event is given opportunity by the one who is the creator, who is the one, the merciful, who is the one compassionate, who is the one manifested his qualities in me. I am not practicing my choice. I am choosing what my creator, absolute compassionate one, is given to me. I am using it. So action is temporary, and let's say it is one dot. But this dot connects me to the absolute source of the existence of this dot. That is limited. Yeah, one event. You had certain, or you had certain attitude. If you do it, that is my choice, and that is what I am doing, it dies away. As the creation renewed, it goes into past. And it doesn't have the effect of continuity in it. Only the consciousness of the source of existence of this sense ties me up to its origin, which is absolute. That is the simple phrase in Islamic tradition is Bismillah. Now, in this, you are saying, I have a very loving relationship with my friend. We had a very good conversation with my friend, with my family members, whatever, with a person. This is because I am given the ability to do this, to practice this, is the reflection of the creator of this sense in me, who is absolute. So he will manifest his absolute mercy in your or mine, one action, temporary action. This consciousness, when we are aware of it, we have to send it to our feelings. Yeah, mine is aware of it. Now, how do you feel now? I have to question to my feeling. How do you feel now? Would you like to have it eternally manifested for you? Yeah. Turn this action into worship. What does it mean? Please, the source of existence, which is called God, keep it with your absolute, within your absolute compassion, so that it will gain eternity. Acting in the name of God, simple expression, but has a huge content in it. That is why one dot becomes infinite. How one dot becomes infinite? Through acknowledging the source of existence, not only through believing God. No, it's very simplistic. Through acknowledging the source of existence of that feeling within you. Yeah. For example, when you have a nice relationship, conversation with your brother, do you enjoy it? Mm-hmm. This enjoyment is the sign of human beings wants this enjoyment to be permanent. It opens the door to be permanent. The only question is, how can I have this beautiful moment eternally with me? Only attributing it to its original source of existence. Yeah, it will be preserved there, like the cloud system in computer technology. You use something, a program, and this program is preserved in the cloud system. So whenever and wherever you want it, whichever the machine you use it with the same address, you get it. Yeah, it means address must be the right. Right address. Bismillah means this. Address must be right. Of course, Allah is a very general term. Without the qualifications, the term Allah means nothing. Like saying, awesome. Awesome. I don't know. But this man, this quality, makes it up. That is why Allah must be, the term Allah must be qualified with the necessities of being a creator, source of existence of everything. Or this necessity is everything for the world. Whatever you have, I have in my human Do senses? All these senses necessitates the origin of existence. Where did I get it? Can I find it in atoms and particles? Can I really attribute them to particles? That is why materialist people found themselves inevitably to ignore human feelings, try to reduce it to material sense, so that they will say, oh, because of the actions of these particles, or I don't know, DNA is something they use technical words for it. I don't know. Oh, because of this, developed in this way. Look why the reductionist attitude is, or they had to accept this reductionist attitude because they cannot explain the source of existence of human side. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That is why they are struggling now, and they cannot find. They are on the verge of, that's my hope.
Bankruptcy.
Yeah, on the verge of declaring their bankruptcy, like philosophy did. That is a very interesting point for me. Always it keeps me busy with this idea. Philosophy declared now it is bankruptcy in providing answers. It reduced itself to questions. Philosophy questions. There is no answer. Answer they put a name for it. It's an absolute truth. Absolute truth is not acceptable and not accessible. Sorry, not acceptable. Sorry, accessible. So we cannot access it. Why do we bother about it? That is the way out, you know, because they couldn't find it for centuries. Couldn't find it. Now, I am, for me, don't believe in me if you don't like. Science is on the verge of declaration of bankruptcy now, that they will find the reason of existence and also really explain how the things come into existence. They will say, okay, we don't know how it comes to, they will definitely say that. We don't know, there is no evidence for it. So I don't accept the creator. So I am only studying how to benefit from these things, so that exploit it for my own benefit. And temporarily, until I die, benefit from it. They will have to declare this sooner or later because they cannot find it. Impossible. They cannot. So that will be the new opening for me. Of course, the people who are enemy of the truth, reality, are aware of it. What are they doing now? They are trying to attract the people's attentions to how to be happy in this world, because they know that no one is happy in their existence. Temporary less, never satisfaction. What do? Forget about eternal happiness, but try to catch happiness in this world. I will show you. Look at this, what is going on in the world. Millions of 30, 40 millions of people watch the films about what? Videos. About what? Happiness, success, how to make money, yeah? How to have a relationship with people, because people are suffering from communicating with each other. Even the family members cannot communicate anymore. Everybody is sunk into their small telephone. Yeah, everybody. Now they know that people are not really satisfied at all. So they are trying to attract this. So from one side, psychology is in the front. Yeah. From another side is dietitians are in the front. Bodily health, psychologically, but temporarily satisfaction. How do I do that? How to have a happy life in this world? Forget about eternity. They will come after some centuries. Eternal expectation of satisfaction is impossible. We cannot say it. Then people start questioning. I need eternal satisfaction. That's what I am. I cannot deny myself.
So this,
And then the revelation will be attracting their attention. Otherwise, unless we point out this need now, our presentation of religion has no effect on people. No, I don't know. I have to think of new model of speaking to people, to myself, to people. That's why I have to prepare myself.
Yeah, I need to be first.
Yeah, so I have to be convinced by myself first. That's why if those people are familiar with the Risale Nur, that is the best opportunity to study the rays. Yes, in order to understand the content of rays, one has to understand and go through the content of the words, the letters, and the flashes. And then now your feelings, your mind is ready to comprehend what is going on in the teachings of the rays. Otherwise, we cannot understand the rays either. So it needs seriousness and consistency. When I have a time, I join the discussion. Doesn't really much help. Just some here and there, grains of something, drops of something. But drops by themselves cannot make the lake. Yeah, it must continuously raining, continuous, little or more, continuous raining. It means really, we have to take it. You cannot find, I couldn't find any other source taking me through this journey. Very conscious, the author is very conscious of what he's doing, according to the needs of this century. The only thing is we have to be consistent and serious in our search. We have to acknowledge our need, first of all. That's why we are satisfied saying, I believe in God, and believing in hereafter doesn't harm me. So I don't mind doing my religious duties, finish. Yeah. So if there is such a thing, next creation, Quran says, if it is true, I will be on the right side, safe side. That is the most convincing attitude of the students of the Quran or followers of the Quran nowadays. It won't work. We have to wake up. It will not work. You can cheat yourself, but you cannot cheat your new generation. They will question. They always question. That's how they are created anew. Every generation goes through different phases. We have to admit.
So what's going on with our presentation? How do we improve the presentations?
Which presentation?
About the reality of existence.
Educate yourself. Not only satisfaction of the mind, you have to take it to your own heart. I have to take it to my, does it really make sense to me? Am I really happy in this world? Although somebody attacks me, so something happens that I don't like.
Yeah.
Am I really happy knowing that the source of existence of this is a wise one, and it teaches me something through that? I have to educate myself. I have to question again and again. Of course, we have to be aware of who we are and what are we doing in this world.
Yeah.
This is a training place. This is a training place to get the graduation degree.
Because the nutritionist and the mindfulness and meditative practices are becoming very attractive these days.
Yeah. Meditation, yoga.
Yeah.
Yoga is replacing among the Muslim population, new generation.
They're merging it to attract
prayer.
more people. Yeah.
Instead of prayer, salah, 5 times daily. Now is replaced with yoga. Slowly, but it is growing. People young generation are less and less practicing prayer because they don't feel anything. I prayed that nothing changed. Correct. And they say, why should I do it then? So the presentation is extremely important. We use the technology of 12th century, Ghazali's century, the ideal man. Yes, he was ideal, but the star, not the star, galaxy of that time. Not now anymore. It doesn't work. Now we have to admit, but yeah, we have to stop. Excuse me. We have to stop being proud of, bragging with our history. Once upon a time, Muslim world was the leader of the civilization. All right, what are you doing? Now you are struggling to get your, what attracted my attention? To gain your bread. What attracted my attention? It is the colleges are, universities are closing for summer holiday, not closing, the semester is ending, for graduations. And the people who are giving, who are employing people come to the colleges and get the bright students before getting the experience of the real life, so that they will employ them cheaply. That is the politics. So what do they say? Well, our college announced that as soon as I had, what is opening? What is happening? Do you want to be hired? I'm a tool to be hired. I am a car to be hired. Do you want to be hired? This is the opportunity. Come to such and such exhibition. It means work exhibition.
You want to be a sheep? Come here.
Cheap labor. So what does it mean? Slavery finished. Now, that was full-time slavery. Now it is the time for part-time slavery. 8 to 5. Part-time slave. You cannot do anything. They give you the computer and don't let you use it out of work. Which is slavery. But it doesn't mean that we shouldn't work. No, not misunderstand, but try to understand that slavery has not come into conclusion. It means end. That no, it is continuing. As long as we reduce our life to make bread, to make money, to buy a house, to buy a car, to have your house, etc., independent, of course, outside of slavery time, part-time. Every day, 8 hours, you are slaves, others. But am I not going to work? Yes, you are going to work, but with consciousness, rather than working to make money in order to sustain your bodily needs. You have to look for opportunities, channels also at the same time, by educating yourself to understand the reality of my existence, so that your life, even your worldly life, will turn into conscious relationship with your creator. That is what called a customed way should be turned into worship form. So whether you are working in a field on yourself, still you are slave of your bodily needs, but while you are doing it, you can transfer it into, through consciousness, belief consciousness, transfer it into worship. How? That is what we are trying to do there. That's why we have to be aware. Why are we here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What the objectives we should have while we are getting together? Try our attention, or draw our attention what we really need. How can I transfer my transient life into permanent life? That's what in our Saturday classes, what we study, how can I find eternity in transience? How can I do that? I cannot transfer it. So this education, the purpose, the target is given on the 17th word that we are studying. The how to do it, the practice of it is explained in the rays. So while we are reading the rays, we have to be ready, so that we have to prepare ourselves so that we can grasp how it is really taught that we are going through now. Practical examples we are studying, as you notice. Yeah, we have to be aware of what we are doing and say, why? Question: why am I expected to feel eternal happiness when, for example, realize that God is absolutely merciful? Okay, what happened? How it functions? That's what we have to discuss here. Information is no good anymore. That's it. Yeah, or conviction, practical applications of it. Okay.
Mashallah.
All right, inshallah.
Do you
Let's
have
go.
anything?
Yeah. Can you also mention a little bit, a few weeks back, you mentioned something about,
The time concept of the here. There's no time concept of hereafter.
yeah, in the hereafter.
It's not subject to the conditions we are in.
Mhm.
So what's the question?
The question is like, would I know, hey, remember you and I used to be in New York City.
But that is in the hereafter. I have to experience it here.
That thing?
Yeah. How can I experience it here? By consciousness. This is called in the language of the race, which the author doesn't use it before. Going into race stage, the last stage, doesn't use it. Consciousness of belief. It means practically experiencing it, being aware of it. Yeah, that is really is. So do an action. For example, take let's say a segment of orange. All right, put it in your mouth, and you will see nowadays we don't feel any smell. But when in my childhood, when the orange comes into the house, really the flavor of the smell or scent of the house, the smell of the house changes. Now, nothing. Now, anyway, artificial. God is slapping us, reminding us, you are doing something wrong. Don't be really very greedy. Yeah. And anyways, the way I create followed. Okay. Now, take the segment and see how it is made, wrapped up within the orange and the shell of the orange, whatever you call it. I don't know it. You call it shell? Yeah, of the orange. And isn't it piece by piece, beautifully designed and created in this way. And it is done through water and soil and air and sunlight. What is it? Who is planning all this? Yeah, of course, an architect draw the blueprint, the plan, because the paper is used, ink is used, the pen is used, whatever, all the tools to measure, or the measurements, different kinds of measurements that architects use. So calculations are made through machines. Yeah, correct. But do they have anything to do with the plan? Architect is needed. So architect does this. All right. In presenting the architecture of the physical body of this orange segment, the origin of existence of the orange segment is speaking to it. Do you listen to it? Do you remember? I don't. Remember? No, it is it's a nice, it's a, oh, yeah, of course. This is, yeah, this is,
Done.
yeah. Then the famous place, Californian oranges. Yeah, you see.
Bismillah.
Yeah, Bismillah. I'm a religious guy. Really, I am religious. I say Bismillah, I must say it, but it doesn't have any effect. So I don't experience it. So the content of the rays say, As long as you don't experience it, it's no good, man. Of course, you should start from there, but you have to extend. You need to extend. Your capacity is endless. So get there and then taste and then think vitamins and other, how it works in your body, how it is discharged from your body. Oh man, it is impossible to imagine which kind of mechanisms are going on there. Who's arranging that? What does it mean? Why it is so much processes, different kinds of processes, different kinds of members of my body functioning, and also my feelings, satisfaction, need, etc., loving the certain things, disliking other certain things. What is going on in this world? We must go crazy. I don't know. We don't. I don't. In fact, we must be really, we have to lose our sleep. What is going on in this world? No, when I sleep, no one can really wake up. That's it bothers me. That is what is lacking in my mind. No excitement of using the means in order to get the purpose, hit the target, introducing the origin of the existence of this orange and your body, your need for it, your satisfaction from it, you benefit, you get from it. Yeah, your desire to have it. All these senses, the source of existence of these senses is introducing himself to me. Oh, I say Bismillah. Because it happened to be that I believe in it. Those people could say, good appetite, huh? Bon appetit. That's it. Okay, enjoy it, man.
Enjoy your meal.
Enjoy your meal. Yeah, enjoy. What? For what purpose? This is not humanity. Animals are enjoying their meal. What is the difference? I see myself functioning as an animal. I must admit. Why? I don't take this matter seriously. My main concern is how do I make my word? Yes, I'm not saying we should ignore it. No. Even Quran says, who dares to prohibit people from enjoying the beauty I created for them, enjoyment I created for them? No, we shouldn't deprive us of these enjoyments, but we have to use it for the purpose they are created. That's why we shouldn't deprive us of it. It doesn't mean that since I don't deserve it, I shouldn't eat the orange. If you don't eat the orange, you will never get the target at all, because you don't know how to get there. There is no evidence for you. So whatever you can get, alhamdulillah, okay, and utilize it consciously while you are eating, while you are doing, while you are benefiting, while you are breathing, etc. We have to keep ourselves busy rather than looking at the traffic and talking about the weather. Yeah, well, how is weather now? What's beautiful weather? It's an air. Yeah, I see it. Why do you mention? I'm not stupid. Why do you mention that it's beautiful? Yeah, you know, even we speak in the same way. So why do we like beautiful weather? Yeah, so it is a personal process first. So while we are speaking to people according to their readiness, so prepare for them first, question them, introduce them to questions. Why are you doing that? Why are we doing that? What are they expecting from it? Is it really a satisfactory way of doing it? So questioning, but we have to be satisfied first of all. And then inshallah, as much as we are, we should share with other people, because we know that when we share whatever we are benefiting from with others, already we are encoded with this sense of happiness. It means we are encouraged in our own real creation to share it. Some people do it for the sake of only satisfaction of themselves, but we have to use it in order to realize what the reality, the truth of this creation. That's why the difference between a secular way of being a humanist and a man, a person who is aware of the revelation and taking the revelation in order to apply it in its life. The way the revelation presents, it needs seriousness, of course. If just memorizes the Quran, it doesn't help. Although it is a means, you can use it for practical reasons. I wish I had memorized the Quran. When I start studying the Quran, I felt, oh, this verse, where was it? Where was that? Oh, I don't know, call a machine and try to find it. Yeah, it helps, but at the same time, we should reduce the, it's called Islamically Ilm al-Quran, the science of Quran, to only studying the material side of the Quran, Musaf.
That's
language.
the Ilm al-Quran.
Yeah, I mean, the language of it, grammar of it, balagha of it, it means eloquence side or rhetorical value of it, etc. Content is mostly introduced to us in a historical context. So we have to renew it. That's why these books that we are reading never refers to historical context at all. Never really refers to what happened that this verse was revealed. Yeah, it helps you if you want to specialize in Ulum al-Quran. But nowadays, Ulum al-Quran must be studied in order to practice the content of the message. And it needs also specialization. And recently, the books we are reading, I found very, very essential source. We have to study and see how it is really helping us. Inshallah.
MashaAllah.
Sorry, I just hijacked the subject.
All right. Shall we continue?
Inshallah.
Do you have anything?
I'm thinking,
Okay.
You're thinking?
like, I need some incentives about,
Excitement or
yeah, about the hereafter too.
the hereafter?
Like, so whatever you said that time really stayed in my mind. I was like, okay, so there's gonna be some kind of life in the hereafter. Like
There
you
must
said that,
be.
oh, remember, like I'm thinking,
Oh,
will I
that
be able
is-
to communicate with like people
No,
like
no.
communicate
If we are convinced, we should definitely end up with realizing that, yes, it is preserved not by me, by the source of existence of these senses. So leave it to it. Don't go there. Experience here. Don't go there. Don't think about how life will be in the hereafter. Nothing.
so I can
No,
prepare.
no interest at all. We have to understand the Quranic descriptions of the hereafter in order to be applied here. That's why all the examples of the Quran concerning the hereafter are given from this world. So it means, don't think of it in terms of an unknown and non-experienced
Or you can
creation.
experience it right now.
Here.
So you can experience
Here.
Okay.
Here. But of course, here is not physically experienced.
So you can experience the hereafter here.
Yeah, emotionally, feelings, mind, consciousness experiences it, not bodily. So bodily creation will depend on the one who has given us this promise of eternal creation. We can only question, can he do it? Is there any reason for him to, for me to expect that he will do it? So I have to look at my responsibility. Can he do it? Can I really expect him to do it? Then he must do it. So leave it to him. Don't think of hereafter. Think of the examples given in the Quran in this world. Do you like the beautiful house, self-serviced, everything, not self-service, it's prepared everything, you just enjoy it,
But I'm not a billionaire, unfortunately. So.
No, would you like
Yeah,
to have this in this house, this sense? This sense is the sign that you need eternal happiness. And everything will be provided for you. You don't have to bother about
if it's not
anything.
fulfilled here,
Is it
then
possible? Is it possible?
to get it here?
Is it possible if you are aware of the origin of the existence of these senses?
Existence.
So you will refer
origin.
to it. You are not going to do it. You will refer to it. I have this feeling. Why did they give me this feeling? Whoever made me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Then use it. It is a starting point. Use it. And yes, I have this feeling. I cannot deny it. So why it is given to me? Why is it given to me? Why? Question it. There must be a reason if it exists. The one who gave existence to it must have a purpose. Can nature have this purpose? Look at this. Look at the matter. Can it have this purpose? Can it have this, the capacity to be the source of my awareness of these things? Or existence. So we have to always look at the existential side of it. Existence of. Brain works in this way. Okay, existence of the way it works. Can you explain it in terms of matter? In terms of matter. Then don't fool yourself. Why do you keep fooling yourself? Then, oh, one day will come and we will explain. Source of existence cannot be found in matter at all. Matter is the slave of the order of the universe. Doesn't have its own choice. What else do you expect this lifeless, dumb matter? But the way it is employed, yeah, like this one. I cannot expect from the bricks of my house, this house. But yes, I need to make the house. I need them to make the house. That's from my perspective. But I need an architect to make the house, a mason to make the house. The brick alone cannot be the source of existence of my house, this house. It's so simple. How about the bricks of my body, bricks of my brain, bricks of, even the senses don't have bricks even. Yeah. Plan of this house don't have a brick. Plan of this house. It is purposeful. The purpose don't have a brick. Do you understand? So simple.
Yeah, the blueprint has no brick.
Yeah. It is just an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So no brick. Even huge side of human beings cannot be reduced to bricks. No brick. So matter. There's no matter there. What are you talking about? Matter is the nature, is the source of existence. There is no matter. What are you talking about? It is just excuse to justify this, how do you say, empty claim that I exist by myself. I am great. I am lucky. I have developed, I have been developed in this way without knowing. I found myself ready to benefit from this world. Enjoy. Why? Why do you want to enjoy? Where did you get this enjoyment? Need for enjoyment. Where did you get it?
Found myself.
Where?
Myself.
Where?
Just like this, existing like this.
Yeah. So they say we learned from our ancestors. Do you think the cats learn from their ancestors that they have to feed on and catch the mouse? Why? Why? But cats in this way, dogs in another way, squirrels are another way, birds, every bird is its own way. Where did they get it? Where did they get different millions of different forms, functions of life? How can it happen? You cannot even say one of them came into existence accidentally. Not billions of creatures. How can you fool ourselves? It is impossible. We should just really concentrate on the source of existence of everything we are experiencing here. I think we should continue now. You should stop me.
Inshallah, let's read something.
Yeah.
I think it's a good segue to go into the body where we were. So
We come to by analogy.
the one before we can read the most comprehensive mirror of the divine names lies in corporeality. The richest and most active center of divine aims in the creation of the universe lies in corporeality. The greatest variety of the multifarious dominical bounties lies in corporeality. The greatest multiplicity of the seeds of the supplications and thanks man offers to his creator through the tongues of his need again lies in corporeality. And the greatest diversity of the seeds of the non-physical and spirit worlds also lies in corporeality. So on body.
So what does it mean? I think we discussed this last week.
So you said that the bodily resurrection, that's what you said, right? Our body needs
in this world.
In this world.
Because why body needs to be resurrected?
Yeah, and why is he bringing in this topic also?
Because
like divine names, like we interact always with.
Why do we need corporeality? It's very important, very simple, because we discussed this, I remember now. Spirit cannot operate without corporeality.
That's
very simple.
See, in this world also the spirit needs the eyes, the ears, the corporeality.
For example,
to see.
We have to appreciate the plan of this house. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How? I have to see it. I have to use it. Corporeality is needed in order to see the plan, in order to see the consciousness, in order to experience the benefits that I am getting, and then I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's why in this world, corporeality is necessary. In the hereafter, also equally necessary. Without the corporeality, spirit cannot function. Although spirit is the biggest, the most important evidence to its creator, because there is no material means of that I can escape and say that because of this, it happened in this way. Mm-hmm. There is no because of this, there is no this. I found it pure, miraculous creation, pure. So what, yes, that it is correct, but why did this text at this level, in other places in the context, according to the context, the author emphasizes on the importance of human feelings. Now here in this context, he says corporeality is also very important when you look at from this perspective. If there was no corporeality, you would never be experience what your spirit needs.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's that simple. It's a sense of seeing is there, and even somebody is blind, still desire to see is with the human beings, but cannot see it.
Right.
Yeah, so they cannot practice it. That like they means human spirit cannot practice. That's what I think we covered this last week.
Yes, inshallah. By analogy with this, since hundreds of universal truths are centered in corporeality, in order to multiply corporeality and make it manifest, the above truths on the face of the earth, with awesome activity and speed, the all-wise Creator clothes the successive caravans of beings in existence and sends them to that exhibition.
Yeah, this clothing one, it's very important word actually.
Really?
Always created
Clothes.
clothes. It is that corporeality. Gives them corporeality.
Beings in existence and sends
Yeah.
them to the exhibition.
Send them to the yeah.
This exhibition.
Yeah. Without, for
and-
example, let's say your qualities are all here, but you don't physically practice it. How can I be aware of it?
Mhm.
That you have these qualities created in you? Physically demonstrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. For example, speak your knowledge, and then I will hear it. Write, I will hear it. All corporeality. Right?
Mhm.
Otherwise, if there was no means, how can I know that you know something?
Correct.
Impossible. If we cannot speak,
There is a means.
yeah, of course. That's why we are created beings. We are needy, but we are needy not only for the existence of our spirit, but also requirements of the functioning
Mhm.
of our spiritual side. That's why we cannot separate them. Clothes. We need clothes.
Clothes.
That's how you said you need new
Interest.
clothes after. That's how you said we need a new clothes after a certain age.
Yeah.
I get it now.
So in the next creation also we need clothes.
Mhm.
Then he discharges them and sends others in their place.
Yeah. Takes the corporeality side of it,
Sends others in their
And-
place.
brings other spirits, if you like,
Mhm.
and gives them corporeality and he puts them into a process of babyhood, childhood, youth, etc., middle age and old age, and take them again. That's
Mhm.
what corporeality, the dress is needed in this world. When your spirit leaves this world, dress is nothing. Yeah,
Clothes. So you shed the clothes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dress is not you.
Spirit is everything.
The spirit is everything. Dress is nothing, but without dress, spirit cannot do. That's why we have to keep the balance. Okay.
So constantly making the factory of the universe run.
That is why it is needed.
Mhm.
Otherwise, if the creation took place at once, we cannot reach the absoluteness, the reality of the creator's absoluteness. You say, okay, he could do this one on the finish, but every time,
So that's why we are
Every time.
given life and the time,
renew it,
space,
I mean,
experience.
tirelessly. It means what?
Infinite source.
The source,
Is infinite.
source must be infinite. At the same time, tirelessly, no sign of weakness. As the Quran simply puts it, there is no sign of sleep, there is no sign of stumble.
Mhm.
No, perfect, always perfect. So human beings are given the quality to appreciate that this must be an absolute thing. Okay.
So weaving corporeal products, he makes the earth into a seedbed of the hereafter and paradise.
Yeah.
He makes
So
the earth
preparation,
into a
preparation
seedbed,
for
so
the-
it gets ready to become paradise.
yeah.
In fact, in order to gratify man's physical stomach, he listens to and accepts the prayer for immortality his stomach makes through the tongue of disposition, affording it the greatest importance, and in order to answer it, prepares in corporeality incalculable numbers of innumerable sorts of kinds of artistic foods and precious bounties, all affording different pleasures. This demonstrates self-evidently and without doubt that in the hereafter, the most numerous and various of the pleasures of paradise will be corporeal, and that the bounties of eternal abode of bliss, which everyone wants and is familiar with, will be corporeal.
Yeah. That is what bodily resurrection is necessary. We understand that.
And is familiar with
Yeah.
the body.
Yeah, experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have something?
Hmm.
Thinking?
So we have to understand one point, actually. It's an important point.
Okay,
We say that we believe in God. And of course, as a believer, I have to obey him. Yeah. He asked me to do this. Okay, I will do it. Right? Why? I believe in God and he asks me to do it. I have no other option. That seems to be submission, teslimiyah. Seems to be. But this cannot go beyond imitation. We have to be convinced why I am doing it. It means I have to see the reason, the wisdom in it. So the wisdom without doing or obeying God, saying that I am a believer in God, not being aware of what we have been talking, for example, here. I believe in the hereafter, definitely. How? The Quran says, bodily, you will be resurrected by the bodily. There is reason also that he can do it. Okay, I'm satisfied with it. So I believe in it. How about my experience? Really experiencing this life. So I must see the wisdom in what I am believing. Without the wisdom, just saying that I believe in God, so I obey, as the Quran says it. Sami'na wa ata'na, yeah. But how much you heard? We heard and we obeyed. Okay. Yeah. How much of the revelation you heard? Have you seen the psychological analysis of the world, the Quran, about human beings? Full. How many different kinds of human definitions mentioned in the Quran, and how the human feelings are presented. These are all wisdoms in worshipful relationship. Actually, the very simplistic part of it, I do it even I don't know. This is the beginning, only the beginning, nothing more. But when, for example, we have been reading this book, yeah? It never says that, but we obey what it says. That's it. Now, what is the problem? So 5 times a day prayer, okay, I have to do it. All right, I can do it. It gives them a good timing. No, it is ridiculous. Timing is not the reason.
So is it a reduction of the word samena, like hearing and then reading in Arabic?
Here is, I heard and below, many people, even the contemporaries of the prophet, heard him and still not only disbelieve in him, they wanted to kill him. What? Hearing is not enough.
Yeah.
But in order to start the process, you have to hear and start to understand what it says.
Think, reason.
Yeah. And then if you see the wisdom, what he tells you.
Does it fit with me? Wisdom?
Yeah, sorry?
The wisdom being, that does it fit with me, or what kind of wisdom?
Yeah.
How does it align? How it aligns with my being?
Yeah. And then I should submit. But it needs a long journey. Okay, I should start submitting it, but never stop there. So after submitting, try to experience the explanation of the Quran. Why we have to worship him. Why? The reason. We miss this point because traditionally, especially nowadays, Turkey, subcontinent, Arab tradition imposed on us this understanding, saying that, look, are you a Muslim? Yeah, like American system or any other state system. Are you a citizen of this country? Yeah, you have to obey. Okay. When you obey it, are you convinced that what you are doing is right? No, if they give you the opportunity not to pay the tax, who pays tax?
Yeah, nobody.
It means there is no wisdom in what they are doing. They are not satisfied with it. Yeah, but they have to obey. So obedience side, itara side, needs gradual development.
Yeah.
But the gradual development needs explanation of the reason why my creator wants me to pray. Right? It doesn't mean that I should wait in order to start praying to get to the very last stage of realization. Impossible. There's no last stage. So as soon as you feel something, 1%, you have to start doing it at the base of this 1%. But you should develop studying the reason in what you are doing while you are practicing it, and do it practically now. Do it practically. All right?
Inshallah.
So
reason and practice.
Yeah. So classical fiqh, what the classical fiqh tells us, are you a Muslim? Muslim. Okay. You have to do all this. You have to avoid all this. And they say, you have to obey them. That you are a Muslim. If you are a Muslim, you have to.
I'll run away.
And like American citizen, you are a citizen, you have to pay tax. Yes, I have to pay tax, correct. What do I gain from it? Why am I doing that?
I need spiritual satisfaction.
And that satisfaction, I must be reason. They say, look, we are looking in making your road, making your, I don't know, security, etc., internal and outside. And every country says, oh, other people are enemy of us. We are just defending every country. These are made up stories. But anyways, yeah, if I'm convinced, I do it, but does it satisfy my human needs? No, it doesn't. That is why people look for, if there is no police, they speak.
Yeah.
When they see the police, what do?
Slow down, yeah.
Slow down. Hypocrisy. You see?
Playing safe.
You know what? One man did it. Somebody, Sheikh, tells this. One man continued, and of course, he was speeding, continued. Everybody was slowing. He took the left side, continued, left lane, and continued. And the police ran after him and said, look, don't you notice that the people slowed down? Why don't you? He said, according to the narration, he said, I wasn't speeding as the people are doing. I have been speeding as I am now. So I felt that if I stop it, I should be a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite. That's why I shouldn't I said, look, I have been driving like this, and you know that as well.
That's
don't
my
you?
reality.
So that's my reality. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Yeah. The policeman said, look, you are a wise man for it. Without ticket. That is human beings. Appreciates
Wise police.
hypocrisy. No one appreciates hypocrisy. But material civilization makes us be hypocrites, makes us feel in a hypocrite way. Traditional Islam also has this kind of attitude and interpretation. This is really ingrained in our body, in our blood. So we say that we have to obey, and yet why? That is testimony. Beautiful. That is the tradition. Thousands of years of history imposed on this. That fiqh-based religion. But we are reading this book, never mentions about fiqh side of it. And still we keep protecting or preserving within, how do you say, excitement, I would say. I'm looking for a word. Within zealousy to preserve the tradition. But tradition failed. People are running away from religion. I am convinced by observing the world, because I'm questioning my way of life now. It's changing. So which kind of route I should take? I am investigating. I found that worldly life concerns bodily satisfaction only. Even psychology is employed for the worldly satisfaction. So everything has already invaded the world. Why? People have lost their hope in religion. Because of this attitude. Because of this kind of keeping the religion not as the Quran teaches, but as the fiqh books teach us. Reducing it. I'm not disqualifying the importance of the fiqh books, but fiqh books is the, how do you say, material. How am I going to make the house out of this material? So with a satisfactory house that I will live in it, I will enjoy it, I will be satisfied that these materials are good to make a house, to make a happy life for me. That is the wisdom side of it. Material, yes. That's obedience side of it. Without material, even you cannot do it. Without praying, starting prayer, you cannot experience anything anyways. Because the imagination cannot really be satisfied. But while praying, you have to search the meaning of this action. Where is worship means? What does it mean here, worship, in this context? Yes, I am praying. Yes, I obey God that he asked me to pray. But to pray, what does it mean for me? Wisdom. That's why when we see the very preliminary, very starting initial explanations in the 9th word. Why? Wisdom of prayer 5 times a day. Wisdom is studied. Nursi is the man of wisdom. That's why Nursi says himself, it's very important, although we don't really practice it. He says, the Risale-i Nur is the main program of the names of God, Hakim and Rahim. It's very important to study Hakim and Rahim. Wisdom in creation, and the conclusion of it, Rahim, eternal, infinite mercy of God as an extension of the wisdom of this creation. Risale-i-Nur is the summary of Risale-i-Nur teaching is this, and which is unique. It's important again. Unique. This combination, I haven't seen in others. For example, I can see in Sufi tradition some traces of it, but they just reject the witnessing of the universe. Just spiritual side of it. Corporality is neglected. That's why wisdom is neglected. Just human spiritual experience, not material experience. That it ended up what? Leaving the material experience, it means corporeal side of our creation, left it behind. It is impossible. Of course, that's why it doesn't work.
No, even if you propose a theory like that, it won't make sense. It's like, what are you talking about? We're spiritual beings that's focusing on this. It doesn't make sense because you're still using your corporeal side. So like, no,
yep.
What are you talking
You
about?
have to practically experience it. Practically experience. That's why this Hakim and Rahim, the names of Hakim and Rahim must be combined. Wisdom and eternal extension of it. Sign for the eternal extension of it in creation now. That's why spirit and the needs of spirit, needs of body must work together. But this is what we have to work on. Of course, starting point is, I believe in God. Since I am the creature of God, I have to follow him. But this is just the beginning. It means, in a very simple example, just putting your first step into the house of Iman. First step, you are in the house of Iman. Now start investigating, questioning why this door is here, why this room is there, why there is an electricity system, why power supply is done as it is. Why? Wisdom. I think I spoke a lot as usual today. I'm sorry.
So our mission is to revive religion.
Yes. Yeah, we have to see the wisdom in religion.
Wisdom in religion and our
of course we
person ourselves revive it.
We shouldn't reduce wisdom saying that wisdom means that seeing the benefit of prayer as organizing my life, giving a regularity to it. Well, there are many others. I use my telephone alarm clock
to remind me.
It regulates my life perfectly, really. I don't need prayer. But I use my alarm clock in order to remind me of the prayer, not the prayer that I am going to be reminded anything. That is not wisdom. That's a stupid excuse. Stupid experience. When you are hungry, when you are fasting, it is healthy. Most people suffer because of fasting. It is not the point. There must be wisdom in fasting. That's why, that's why Nursi wrote a separate treatise on fasting, when explaining all the reason. So we should not ignore the reason aspect of our life, our belief. Okay, thank you.
Inshallah, thank you. We can stop here unless anybody has any comment or questions. We'll start with this next paragraph next time, inshallah. Is it at all possible that the most compassionate, all powerful one, the all-knowing and magnificent one, Hakim and Rahim? All right, inshallah.
Don't forget Rahim and Hakim.
Yes. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma alamtana innaka anta alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.